My name is Pho Nguyen. Many people have asked me how I ended up here at Pho Mon. As an American person who had everything already. I had a very successful career, plenty of money, wonderful family, a lot of love, high education, good health, pretty much everything that most people want. So why am I here? Why am I a nun? It's a good question. The main point is that I never had an idea to be a nun. I came here just to visit our teacher, and at that time she wasn't yet my teacher. And I came because I had met her before in the past at a university. And when I was just visiting with her, she asked me a couple of questions that really hit directly inside. And I knew at that time it was time for me to work with myself before I continued to try to help others. Because if I wasn't clear in myself, then I would bring that lack of clarity wherever I go. And it truly was because I met a teacher who was able to show me what I was missing. She was able to point out exactly what wasn't clear to me yet. And in there I saw that it was time for me to do my inside work. And so that's sort of how it started. And from there, I had a chance to connect with the anxiety and the anger that I always tried to outrun throughout my life. Stay busy, keep active, don't worry about it. And I finally had the right place and the right person to show me what to do, because in this world, every teacher I had met and every place I had gone, people only encouraged me to do something else. Dedicate myself to service, stay busy, do good things. Nobody had ever dared to help me face with what was real inside me, how to work with anger and anxiety. And at first thought that seemed kind of intimidating, but then actually it was much different than I realized. So after I had the environment and a teacher who could show me what I wasn't able to see about myself before, that's when things started to click. It all started to make sense. And from there, I was able to be present with myself, able to start seeing what inside me was causing those things to happen. In my life before, I always thought that if I had some kind of a struggle, it was because of that situation or that person not being nice or because of this. It was a totally revolutionary concept for me to see that the cause of whatever I was feeling or struggling with was inside me. And at first that may seem kind of strange, but actually when I started to really see that, I felt so happy, because what it meant is that I didn't have to run anymore. I didn't have to hide anymore. I didn't have to learn more. I didn't have to experience more. It meant that I had inside me the problem and the cause of the problem, but therefore the end of the problem and the true happiness. And that's what Thai has helped me to see, to experience for real in myself. And that's why I became a nun, because I saw that my greatest hope, my greatest dream for this life was to be truly happy for myself, for all people, all beings, truly at peace, live with an open heart, free and easy. And I thought in the past the way to get there was to do service, to help people, to do something, to create programs to help those people or to be active somewhere. But then after coming here, I realized everything we need is inside of us, inside of each person. And so you don't have to go to a sacred city, you don't have to climb a mountain or sit in the rainforest or drink the holy water. You don't have to do any of those things because everything you need, you already have. It's inside. And so when Thai worked, she had to work with me a lot because I had no background in terms of looking within myself. But when she started to help me realize that the cause of my problem, but also the end of my problem was within me, it like blew my mind because I just never considered that possible. And then I felt relief and happy because it meant it's just a matter of time. If everything is inside me, then all I have to do is to be present with it, to begin to open it, willing to see more clearly what's already there. And so that really filled me with hope. And so from there, I saw so much changing in myself, meaning so many things about my life that I didn't realize about me, simple things that I didn't know about why certain habits and patterns seem to repeat, or even why I like this but I don't like that. Many things about me I didn't know all started to make sense. Everything, it's like pieces of a puzzle started clicking together. And the more that I got to know about me, the more I just felt joy and ease and peace and space because everything was making sense. And the more that things made sense about me, the more it became easy to understand things for others, about others. And then the more I began to find out what's real about me, to deeply understand myself, to sort of unlock that puzzle, the more I began to really appreciate and listen and understand others, to see truly who are they and how are they. And so all of that started to come together, and so the more I discovered, the more I wanted to discover. And it just, that's I guess the life of a nun. What I came to find out is the life of a nun is the person who wants to continue discovering until you're finished, until the happiness, the true happiness that I've touched, until I'm able to live with that and share that 24/7 and help other people connect into that and live that for real, not just idea. And so that's why I'm still a nun today. And truly I am so grateful to have met our teacher, Thai Thích Diệu Thiền, because truly in many ways she saved my life. Had I not met her, and had she not showed me what was possible from her own life, her life showed me what it's like for someone who lives without fear and conflict and struggle, who can still be open and happy in any situation. When I saw that real living person is possible, truly it changed the whole course of my life completely. And now that I've had some experience with it and I've been able to see my life shift so much, it gives me a lot of motivation to want to share this with others. And so I'm always really happy when somebody finds us from the internet or from talking to another student, because I think there's one more person who's got a chance to discover about themselves, find out what's blocking their happiness, a chance to blossom and be happy and keep spreading it. So I'm deeply grateful that I'm here, that I've had a chance to connect with this work, feel myself change so much, share this work, and hopefully along the way maybe even inspire others to do the same, because there's such a difference between the temporary happiness of having enough money and a good job and good loving people and the everyday up and down kind of happiness. It's nice, but it's nothing compared to connecting with the true happiness that doesn't depend on anyone or anything to go a certain way. And it's just a precious gift. When you come to Universal Door, your life will change. And it will change from the inside out, because you're only going to discover more about yourself. And every bit you discover, it's like you're going to lighten your own load. And most of all, I would say, is come and find out. And bring your questions, bring your struggles, bring your conflict, bring your real self. Be yourself. And from there you will discover so much more. So I would highly encourage whoever is even a little bit curious or interested to find out even deeper meaning of life, find out how to be happier, like truly happy, or how to live without the constant repeating stress and struggles. Come and find out more about yourself. And you don't have to believe me, you don't believe anyone. Just come and experience for yourself. My only wish for people is actually the same wish I've had my whole life, which is I hope you find true peace and true happiness and live a full, complete life with an open heart. And what I've come to find from my experience is that the only way to reach that is each person, one by one, inside themselves, discover, find out what's blocking your happiness, get to know yourself, because it's already in there. And so that would be my greatest wish, is for each person to discover more, find out more, be happier, just from realizing the truth in you. And this center is a fantastic place. It's not like anywhere I've ever seen. It's, for example, it's open, it's fresh, and it's real. The center's open means, sure, there's a lot of open space. It feels very much like being out in the country. It's a very wonderful environment, but it's also open to everyone, whether you are young or old, preteen, all the way to elders, male, female, whatever your background, your country, your culture, your religion, it's open to everybody. Because the people who come here come to find out more about themselves and to be happier. So Universal Door is open, it's fresh. Fresh means physically, you know, it's beautiful, it's simple, it's unique. But it's also fresh in terms of the teaching and the practice. What's taught here is something that's very practical. It's real, it's something you apply with your real life. There's no theory, there's no study, there's no books. It's not like that. It's living. It's fresh. And the teachings, there's nothing borrowed. There's like, when you see the center, you'll see it's not burdened with many, many statues and lots of objects and lots of rituals. It's very open, and the point is clear, and each person can begin to apply at their own pace and move step by step. So that's what I mean by fresh. It's not borrowed. It's not like doing something just because it's always done that way. Tai, our teacher, she really is very gifted in terms of helping and supporting each person to discover within themselves. So there's nothing, you know, she doesn't take the same message for every person all the time. It's always very fresh. And most of all, Universal Door is real. Real means the main point that we start with is be yourself. Start with your real. Don't try to be someone or something different. Don't think that trying to be someone or something different is going to be better than your real. Just be yourself, and you can be here without judgments, without reaction from anyone else. Just be yourself, and from there you'll discover in there about why things are the way they are, where the struggle comes from, who makes you suffer. And it's all there. And it's possible because we start from the real. We start with our everyday life and what's happening in there. So that's why I feel this center is so unique and special. And my wish is for each person to be truly happy. And I think this center is one place that could support you to do that. If I can kind of paint a picture, before I came to the center, my life was like a non-stop whirlwind of activity. From the moment my eyes popped open in the morning to the moment I would collapse in bed at night. It was just full of go here, do this, try this, learn this, travel here, experience that. Because I always thought that the more the better. And that somehow inside me there was just never enough, or not quite happy enough, or not complete enough. I was always searching for something, but I didn't know what. And therefore it kept me always busy, always anxious, always feeling like something missing. So my life before was just total busyness, outside and even inside myself, like making decisions nearly impossible for me. I would always second guess this, maybe this. Oh, how about there or no or there? Not clear, not clear. And the struggle would just eat up my energy all the time. And I think that's kind of the main qualities, is just inside me and outside me, always moving, always looking for something, because I used to believe that my happiness depended on getting something or becoming something or having something. And therefore, I was never happy because I thought my happiness was something from outside, and therefore I didn't have it yet. And so that just kind of kept me going and going, even though, like I said, my life truly was full of many wonderful things, but never enough. So that was before. Now, I'm able to be present with myself and present with others. I can listen. It sounds simple, but that was really hard for me before. I was just so quick to try to do things and react. I didn't know how to listen, how to observe, how to stay open. I always brought my own concepts and my judgments and my sureness, my rightness in everywhere I went. And now I see that I'm much more flexible. I feel a lot more joy every day. I feel space. There's a lot of space that wasn't there before. I feel like I'm, in general, my health is more stable, and it's actually improved a lot. Chronic pain that I had is nearly non-existent at this point. I sleep well every night. I guess, and maybe for the first time in my life, I feel free to be myself. And I'm okay in my own skin. So those are really big deals to me. a lot of change. I think the thing that's most encouraging to people, for people who have struggle or conflict in their everyday life, like a lot of stress, it's very encouraging for them to know that there is a way through. There is a way to discover the true happiness inside you, and that you don't have to continue to live that way. That, I think, is inspiring enough. For people who maybe already have a lot of wonderful things in their life and they feel blessed already, and maybe they don't notice any really big problems. For that kind of person, I would maybe ask them something like, you may experience freedom in your life or love in your life, but is it always constant, or does it go up and down depending on things around you? And consider the possibility of there actually is a true happiness, an unconditional happiness and an unconditional freedom inside you already. That doesn't rely on outside things to go your way. And for example, all the wonderful things in your life, everything's going well when all of those things are well. But one day if those things are not well, if your family's not well, your own health is not okay, your own mind has problems, financial disaster, any kind of thing, are you still going to be happy and okay? Or do you want to start to discover the true unchanging happiness in you that you can live with now, even in your wonderful situation, but also any time when that situation may change, you're still happy and open and able to be okay with everyone and everything. So that might be something to think about.